Welcome to Adelaide Super League 15, second game of 2023 from sunny Adelaide. I'm George Rong.
And I'm Singh. Yeah, I mean, sort of. This is like one of the few things that we can do this Super League where players can sit off if they have carrying a small injury and the team can simply just activate their reserves. So reducing players to play through injuries and overall better for the players, I guess.
Load management.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let's talk about the omissions from this game. We've got the West Beach Titans in red up against the East Adelaide Force in black.
Oh yeah.
So West Beach Titans missing Tim Davis.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Pretty much it. That's a big team coming in.
And the East Adelaide Force missing Joe Rogers, Keith Chow, and Kaido Foster.
Missing Joe, that's going to be a big one. I wonder if West Beach Titans have already set their plans in motion, how they're going to deal with the lack of a dominant handler this week.
Yeah, East Adelaide Force seems to be built a bit around Joe Rogers, so it'll be interesting to see how not only West Beach Titans adjust their defense, but East Adelaide Force their offense, of course.
Yeah, I wonder if they know it's time. I mean, game on already for the past 2 minutes, so seem to be taking the time. Could be the heat.
It's the first point. There's no excuse here, unfortunately.
Fair.
Now, coming into this, I believe the East Adelaide Force are 2-2, and the West Beach Titans are 1-3.
Yes.
My memory serves me correctly.
Yes.
So all the teams already coming up with a win so far, 4 weeks in. So it's looking pretty good so far.
Yeah.
It has a parity of the league.
This will be an interesting one. So if I think West Beach Titans come down with a loss today, they might struggle to get back on track for the rest of the league because they'll be like 1-4 down.
Yep, and they're starting out on defense here, so let's see if they can get a good start, get a break maybe.
Yeah, they definitely will want to.
Get a bit of a win check. It's kind of coming up from behind us, so on your screen it'll be from the bottom up. So you'd expect the disc to go to that side a lot, as you see the pool kind of being pushed out a bit that way, but staying in the field. You get disc picked up and centered straight away. See a lot of backwards movement already.
Yep. Looks like Flo and Sammy might step up to be the back today.
Yep. Fowler's got disc on the sideline now.
Ooh,
really
beautiful break.
crazy underthrow.
Foley controlling the disc a little bit more.
Not a lot of movement upfield at the moment. A couple of people standing in the stack. Taking it easy maybe. Load management within the game. You got a pick call. Ferdy was blocked off from Greg. Didn't affect the play though, so we'll continue on. And Foley looking for the disc again. Front looks forward.
Ooh, is that D?
Great defensive play. I think Swart there.
Nice.
Sliding in.
Yeah. Playing
Not quite a layout.
Not quite. Scotty doesn't do full layouts. Oh, overthrow by 30.
Go away straight away.
Yeah.
Rusty. First throw of the game, we'll forgive him.
We'll forgive. Well, fun fact, 30 is the throwaway leader this season.
And that is a fun fact. Who's the drops leader? Do you have any idea?
Oh, that's a stat I kind of don't want to see. Ooh, and another throwaway.
Oh, there you go. D for 30.
30 gets
Fancy
it.
stats.
Padding the stats.
On the good side of the field here.
Oh yeah.
Wind has gone the other way. Nalman in the middle of the field now. He's looking for Tran. Managed to get around. And just puts it into the ground.
It almost seems like Scott just stopped. Was the disc out of bounds?
Not sure. It was a bit of a low throw,
Ah.
but there's been some sort of call,
Yeah.
so maybe he was fouled on the throw or something.
Something like that.
I don't know.
But, you know, if I was Scotty, I would have just caught it and called it a goal.
That's true.
It looked very catchable.
Get some sort of discussion here. Not sure what it's about. Not really sure what the call was.
No hand signals.
No hand signals, please.
Yeah.
You're making a commentator's life hard. Downside of no referee. If there's no hand signals, we have no clue what's going on. So we just go to the other side. Scott Swart walks from one side of the field to the other, and Ferdy finds him.
Point to Titans.
Great throw to make up for the throwaway from before
Yeah.
by Ronan.
Way to recover. I think black team has fully turned up today, but not sure about the red team.
Yeah, it looks like they've only got 7 here so far.
I believe they're still waiting on Sam Kayon and Rob, which is nowhere to be found.
Big players.
Yeah, big names.
Also managed to score the first point, so do they really need them?
Maybe.
Who
maybe
knows?
Not. I mean, if they can take the game away without those two, then they can just tell them to stay home or something.
The wind's picking up now,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
maybe you do want Sam Cowan to come out. Definitely a valuable asset to have in this wind.
He is. After years of playing with Sam Kayon, he is always that guy who can just launch it in any condition and just a treat to catch those.
Much like Joel Fuller-Rogers.
Yes. Looks like both teams will probably struggle a little bit for the time being, perhaps. But we'll see. We'll see. Tyler's coming out with this.
Tyler Smith's pulling duties. Player who always puts his body on the line.
Surely there's a stat of the most layout without a successful catch.
I think Talis has got that in the bag.
Hands down.
Great pull though. Gone all the way to the back of the end zone. And it's still landed in, so that's starting the back.
If he wasn't the one pulling, who would have got down there?
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Fortunately, he was the one pulling, so had to recover from the throw first before going down. Still made it down first, so
Ooh. Looks like a little bit of a switchy on the front for Titans. And Sammy puts one up.
it's very floaty.
Very floaty.
Time for a big play.
Ooh.
And nobody comes up with that, unfortunately.
Greg looks like he had the last touch and he dropped it.
Another call's been made here.
Let's look at the replay.
Just a big
It's
pack.
from the back. Either Brain or Tim had the last touch, which I believe they're discussing right now.
See, one big grab. Nobody comes down with that one.
Breen seems to think he had the last touch. So
He's standing furthest away from the discussion at the moment, though. So, who knows? It's not him making any call. It's some sort of contested foul call. Thank you. Thank you for hand signals. Contested foul call.
Yep.
So this will go back to Ogden.
Yep. Maybe he'll think twice of putting that up again.
Yeah. Likely going to be a middling throw here, I'd imagine. Puts up another one.
That would be a sensible option.
If another one does go up, it will probably be a bit more of a laser.
I've seen him do laser
Right,
throws.
there we go, the middling throw. Arenatus.
Nice swing now.
He's looking for the around here.
Yep.
But
Titans really putting the pressure on this point.
a lot.
Oh. Ferdy gets the block, I think.
jumps over Smits there.
I
He
believe.
get the block.
Yeah.
Greg kind of pulled out that one, maybe to avoid contact. And Foley almost just smacks the disc into Smith's hands. Catchy D's.
Catch? I don't even know what that was.
He tries to smack it, but it almost went into Tyler Smith's hands. As we get a grab. Tries to grab one from behind. Tim Stevens not quite able to grab that one.
Yep. I think it's showing a little bit. Our non-dominant throwers seem to be struggling with the longer range throws and causing receivers to have to double tick when they catch.
Yep. Get a bit of a messy stack up here. Smith's in the middle, looking for an around as if we get a pick call. So unfortunately that disc has to go back as the defender gets catch up. So as we get a clarification on the stall count here. Ooh, fumbles that one.
Shaky.
Ramadan.
Big around throw.
Quick decision making, and that's Ramadan to Canlis. Familiar players with each other. Been playing together for quite a while now.
Yep.
Up at Flinders.
And
Down at Flinders, actually.
yeah, perspective. Div 1 teammates, that's for sure.
That's true. Canlis making his first mountain team.
Yes, yeah,
Very deservedly so, I think.
I think so.
So the West Beach Titans up 2 points already. Missing players?
Don't need them.
They need them. So it feels like the wind's actually going from right of your screen to left. Now, so East Adelaide 4 should be going downwind at this point now. I'll check with his blade of grass.
Oh. As soon as you throw it, the wind just stopped.
And try it again.
Try it again.
Yep, we're going downwind.
We're going down.
So it's kind of going diagonally. From the bottom right corner of your screen to the top left corner.
Nothing too crazy though. I think, yes, it's a bit gusty, but the caliber of players we have on field today is probably would manage it. Maybe one or two long throws may come off a little bit weird, but I think they'll be fine.
Has it been surprising you that the games haven't gone to 15?
Not really. Knowing this league, especially with teams like Titans struggling to win games, but they are a strong team, especially defensively. And when there are teams that are really strong on defense, it tends to draw out games, if you know what I mean.
That's true.
So 30, what was that, Wilson? Wilson pulled it out of bounds, and Sam Ogden bringing the disc in.
Fowler making the first cut from the back, straight to the break side. Unfortunately, was not looking for that. We get some handler movement going on.
Perhaps a sign of if Joe was here, he would have thrown that easily.
Patil very vocal running down for the undercut, but fortunately the throw was just not put up for him quite right. Drops it unfortunately.
Had to reach for it. Wilson's free. Oh,
As well done.
oh, Kevin gets it.
Breakthrough straight away. Great grab by Lazada. Not sure if it was the intended recipient, but great awareness to be able to grab that one.
Yeah, I see 3 red shirt people chasing that disc, and one of them is bound to get it. 3-zip.
Timeout called straight away.
What kind of adjustments will we see coming out of East Adelaide Force now? Early on in the game, but I think a few too many drops and throwaways.
So we'll be right back after the break.
We believe mixed is the best for the sport, for the world. That's why we're making a global showcase, starting in Europe, made in Amsterdam. ULTI.TV. ULTI.net.
Great way. Great D. Great D. Great D. Yeah. Great D. Pressure. Pressure. Run. My man.
Short ad break as we get Deng Sing Hong moving over to have a listen to the timeout huddles. See what's going on with the team, see what kind of adjustments they're trying to make. Oh look, some nice new uniforms, courtesy of Double Happiness.
I'm back, George.
Welcome back.
Yes, we were talking about league sponsors.
Yep,
Yeah.
got more of them this season. As
know.
the league director yourself,
Well, yeah. I'm really happy this season, I guess. We've got our friends at DH Ultimate, Double Happiness, providing us with these sick jerseys. And also the team at Peak Performance, Strength and Conditioning, our main sponsor. Yeah.
and of course ULTI.TV for
And
the broadcast.
ULTI.TV with our broadcast and live stream and commentary.
So Double Happiness also doing the uniforms for Outbreak
Yep.
this season.
That's correct.
I believe there's a special limited edition gold jersey.
I saw that. What do you think about that, George?
It's an interesting one. It's thought it'd be a little crazy for university students, which Ultimate is mostly played in, to buy 3 shirts for a nationals campaign, but that's just me.
Yeah, you have a point. But I guess the idea is the club wants to celebrate, you know, a decade old. It's a little milestone worth celebrating, and I think the club's building onto something, so maybe something worth celebrating.
Definitely true.
All right, and we're back into the game with West Beach Titans on defense. I believe Tyler Smith is going to take the pool.
So what adjustments did you hear in the East Adelaide forced timeout?
So I think mainly they're looking at a change in tempo of play. I think throughout the league with their main handler Joe, they've been playing a bit slower tempo, where Joe always have the options to throw at the later stall count. So they're looking at going quite early, such as the disc that Greg just put up.
Swart
Unfortunately,
completely
Scott
turns around, doesn't look at the disc, but does just enough to distract.
Yeah, well positioned. There was a few other force players, and Swart just took it.
Yep, I think it's counted as his D, so as you get a throw straight away. Trying to move it up. Maybe the fast pace is working. Lazada almost gets a hand on that. Everonadis.
Yeah, you could really feel Foss is picking out the tempo here.
He's a bit stuck here. Meyenburg.
Schrauen a little too quick to Foley. Foley
Great read
secures it.
there. Struggling for cuts upfield.
And a score. Yeah.
The fast pace seems to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, as we all know, this Force team seems to be the more veteran team of the rest. And it's not surprising that they managed to come up with an adjustment this early on in the game to iron out some mistakes here and there. And
Yep.
it seems to work.
One timeout is all it takes.
Yeah.
Change your whole game plan.
And I believe those timeouts give people like Ogden the time to rest, which is very much needed.
Yeah, so that point from East Adelaide Force really reminds me of the Northern Flyers this season, who do play kind of that faster pace, as they have Patrick Christie and Sean Davis, who can switch it on and off anytime they feel like it,
Yep.
as the main handlers. And they really push the pace well.
I suppose there isn't too many teams that could have a reliable answer to what the Flyers have been putting up this season. So speed is key.
Good offense always beats good defense, right? Offensive sided game.
It is an offensive side game.
At the highest of levels, 15-14 with maybe 2 turnovers in the whole match.
That's right.
Unfortunately, we're not quite there yet.
We can only hope.
But it does make the games a lot more exciting to watch, I have to admit.
Yep.
Tran and Ramadan handling duties with no Sam Count around. And we get these cutters kind of cutting into each other. Canless and Smits trying to cut the same space.
30 and SWAT as well.
Pace keeping up. No deep cuts at all, so everything is under with this wind coming to left of screen. It's hard. Yeah, a great cut from Ty. And Ramadan puts it up to him.
Yeah, the Titans really using their speed here and playing those open unders.
Yeah.
Smooth offense. That's all I can say.
No deep cuts at all from the West Beach Titans until the very last cut there by Ty. So East Adelaide Force had a relatively easier time with the defense, but the West Beach Titans just carved them up anyway.
Yep.
Made it look easy. No deep cuts at all, just all unders.
Maybe that's the answer to Sam's absence today. Unexpected absence. We don't need to go deep.
He is on the team list, I saw him.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he's not here.
who knows? Personal reasons.
We've got a West Beach Titans jumping out to 4 points already. Will this be the day we reach 15 points? It's looking unlikely, honestly, but
Yeah, who knows? At this rate, probably not, but if the Titans can string up a couple more quick offense like they did, maybe. And 30 with a massive pull.
it might be a bit too big. Nope.
Hangs around in
Perfect.
the end zone.
As we do get a deep cut here by Meinberg.
Does look like the force is a bit more content cutting deep.
Schrader just grabbing that one over the top. Ramadan. Teal. It's Ogden. So going around to the other side of the field. Meinberg. Santiago here.
Knocking on the door. Leading pass to the
As we get a foul here, I think Sean believes he was pushed from behind by Ty, I believe. At least that's what it seems like from this angle.
What do we have on the camera?
Good disc change as well while we're at it.
Looks like, yeah, Ty just smashed through that space, hey. Destroying everything in his path.
Wesley Sean did stop moving, so obviously there was something that was bothering him. I think it was some contact. But I think it's a contested call, so we're going to get this back to Santiago here. From the end zone, easy as you like. Ogden with the goal there. That's what these high quality teams the upwind, downwind doesn't bother them as much. All these points have all been upwind.
Yeah, they seem to be content working their way up and just putting the disc in slowly.
So they
Patiently.
don't get baited into the long throws.
That's right. Good teams are the teams that could score both ways by working down upwind or, you know, just putting a nice throw downwind. Either way. But it seems like at the moment they seem to be more content working it up. It's been trading since the timeout.
Sure. 2 points, I believe, so far. Oh, 3 points, actually.
Yeah. Forces, I'd say they would like a break before it's too late in the game.
Yep, and they'll only be 1 point down, won't be too bad. Being 3 points down always feels like it's a little bit out of reach, but being only 1 point down, you can live with that.
Them's the game.
The other downside is that they started on offense, so... Oh, as we get the first zone look of the game. Steal the win. Haven't seen much zone in the league so far. Let's get a classic Pommy zone with 4 chasing the disc, 2 wings, and a deep, covering all the space in the back.
Forcing them to throw a bit too far around. To lay out for that. Good save by Canless.
Ramadan really working the zone here. Breaking in Lazada, also doing work as a popper.
Looks like the fall back on Titans are just working the disc contently. And 30 with a nice scuba.
Yeah, over the top's a swat. Fortunately, stopped with the disc, so gives them a bit more time to set up again, but you get one.
Chose a big one.
Great grab.
Great concentration by Luke.
Good awareness of the line.
Yep. And Scott puts up to Tim.
Yep. Tim Stevens just getting in the way of that.
Oh, and Foley saves that.
Yeah, it looked like he's going to the ground, but Foley the great grab. Ogden, big inside break. Shada in the middle. Unfortunately, dropped by Tim Stevens.
Could be a call.
Might be a foul call here. Yep, on the replay. Looks like Scott Swart might have given him a little bit of a bump, but he retracts it. It's a non-contact sport, but incidental contact's okay. As the zone gets set back up here. Ramadan, big, bladey throw. Tran tracks it well. Works the middle with Lazada. 2 very fast players. Workhorses. Tran just puts it up. It's countless. Easy as you like.
Yeah.
That's how you break a zone.
Wow. Great point by Titans. Working up the zone and putting the right options.
Possibly that zone isn't quite working as well as they'd like.
That was an upward offense as well.
Yeah. So they thought the zone would actually do some work on it.
I mean, they did get a turn.
They did get a turn. Sure.
It's just unfortunate they couldn't capitalize. We'll see.
Arguably, you could be said that the turn was because of the end zone offense, and not because of the zone. The zone was broken fairly regularly, I feel.
That's true.
But that's what happens when you have good throwers.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Cairns not even here yet.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It does feel like it's a different style coming out of Titans. They seem to have adjusted pretty early. Without a big throw handler, they seem to be moving this really fast, which is what the Force is trying to do themselves. And they seem to be doing it really well. with the likes of Ramadan and Lozada simply guiding them and putting their pace behind them.
That's right.
Titans with Ramadan getting ready for the pool.
Not a great pull, but it might be too good. So I was up the back of the end zone. Brick call.
Right up.
Santiago picking up the disc here. Bit of a different look.
And again, seem to struggle a little bit to throw break.
Yep.
But
Shrader
a big throw to
goes
wide
deep.
open. Wide open Shrader to Tim Stevens. Knocking on the door now. Sam Mockton has the disc. That's the one you want.
Yep, just give it to a handler. Let them do their work.
Puts it to Rudy. Still not in yet.
Probably wants to dump it here.
Mockton calls for the disc. And Santiago almost got it.
Quite. Swart just gets in the way of that. Great,
Yeah.
great defense there.
Great defense by Scott Swart again.
It's always difficult when you're stuck in that little corner there.
Yep.
Dumps are hard to get off. Oftentimes it feels like you're pressured into up the line. So you get a huge throw here.
Lucy just puts it up on a platter for Luke, but Rudy got a hand to it.
Yep. Gets those fantasy points back.
Yeah.
And more.
Redemption, I guess.
Yeah, Luke might actually seems to get a hand on that as well, but not quite able to rein it in. We get Ogden with Lazada marking him.
It's a matchup.
Yeah, definitely trying to look to cut off those cuts, those handler cuts.
Tim on the sideline there.
Stevens
Back
looking
to-
to middle it. And fakes the big throw. I fell for it. A lot of people fell for it. Oh,
I believe that was a big call.
yeah, a couple of throws ago, I think, but not sure if it affected any of these throws out here, so this could probably stay with Ogden. Shrader, and just a low throw. Zevanatis. Easy as you like.
Another upwind offensive score. It really does seem like this team has, you know, the caliber to put the disc in, even when they're playing upwind.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few consecutive upwind throws, although granted the wind isn't that strong.
Good control all around.
How many of these players are playing for Outbreak this season? I'd imagine most of them.
Yeah, I'd say most of them will be, you know, A team, B team, if not Masters.
How many of them joined you on that Christmas Eve 100 meter sprint?
Ooh, yes. I believe we had 12 people coming out. Yeah, so on Christmas Eve, Outbreak just had a yearly tradition of, you know, 100 meter sprints. Nothing too crazy. Just a casual early Christmas celebration.
It's a casual 10-kilometer sprints. No thanks.
Well, I
What was the
mean,
weather like that day?
I believe it was sweltering.
I saw a lot of shirts off, so I imagine it was somewhat hot.
Yes. Hey, I'm the only one who didn't take my shirt off. So
A bit shy? Or?
bearable, I'd say.
We get Trent Ramadan back again with the disc. See if we get another zone look.
bit of a junky look.
Yeah,
Perhaps an assassination of some sort?
somewhat. Schrader just kind of looking to cut off a lot of those throws on this side.
He is pretty fast, so
Get Gamlis here with this.
if you do throw the disc,
Unfortunately, not many options, so he kind of just got trapped holding the disc. He's forced to go
Big
back
dump.
to try and.
Kevin
Ooh,
straight through the middle of the
straight
cut.
through Schrader. Wasn't expecting that one. Cut it right through. Got a lot more cleaner offense as the game goes on. Not many turnovers. In fact, I don't think we've had a turnover in the last few points.
Miscom between Wilson.
Commentator's curse, unfortunately.
Yep,
I've done it.
just jinxed them.
But zone seems to work. If it gets a turn, it works.
All you need is one mistake. You force them to throw as many throws as they need.
Get a bit cool. Getting stale in the stack, so any sort of movement was going to come up the pick call, I think. To get some clearing out.
Perhaps a sign of fatigue. It does look like the force might be slowing down again. Maybe not.
Great throw and a great grab by
Great
Foley. Fully outstretched.
Yeah,
So we get a look at the replay here.
well done. Sees it from the fat side, puts it in the end zone, and Foley just grabs it.
Charles been getting real low. Big pivot. Gone all the way down. Throw that. And actually break back. So now the score's 5-4. Still in the favour of West Beach Titans. But it's nice to get one break back.
Definitely. Gives you a bit of a more hope, you know.
Yeah, of course they're going to need it as they're going to be on defense in the second half.
Yep.
What are the other happenings of Outbreak tournaments that are coming up?
Well, yeah. I believe regionals, Southern Regionals is happening in February. That's the first event for many Southern teams, I believe, for this national season.
Held in Adelaide.
It is. For a very long time there was not a tournament in Adelaide, and this is the first one since.
Or even the last one that was held in Adelaide was held in Strathalbyn, which is arguable about whether it's in Adelaide or not. As this zone comes back out again, except downwind this time. So they're convinced that it works. Fakes a big throw.
Greg. Tight on 30.
Big Tim Stevens reading that play well. You get another chance for a break here. Try to pick up the disc. I think he's had a couple of assists already this game. Or was he going to hand block straight away? Bertrand. Seems like he's going to set the zone right back up. And Renatus blocks Tran off.
Lady one. Couldn't grab it.
Big lady throw to Smits. He's dropped that one. Pretty tough grab. But he's not happy with himself. He knows he's better than that.
Foley picking it up round the sideline. Puts it up.
Patil, the recipient, but
Couldn't read it.
just goes over his head. Wind pushes it slightly that way, as well as the natural shape of that throw. And he gets another look at the zone.
It does look like it's stifling them a little bit on the downwind side for some reason.
Yep. They just need to get to. It forces them into more creative throws, which, if you don't practice as much, can cause some turnovers. As we get another one here. Very bladey. Well caught by Ty. The dad backhand there to Smits in the middle. Zone sets it right back up. Throws it over the cup. Elizada just drops it. No, I'm not sure if that's the zone working or if that's a mistake, but you'll take it.
I'm sure Force will take it.
Got
Big
it.
break to Schrader
Another
into the end zone for Stevens.
low throw here. Getting down low again.
Schrader really picking up the slacks for Force here and putting in a few assists for the last few points.
Is he the best thrower in the East Adelaide Force?
Well, I mean, he was the best receiver before Joe, and now that Joe's gone, he claims to be the best thrower and receiver on the team. Perhaps.
Maybe he'll tell Joel to saunter down to the end zone as he throw it to him.
Maybe that would be the next week's strategy for Force.
I mean, Joel's very capable in the end zone. Very creative with his cuts.
Oh yeah, he is a big boy.
And he's tall.
Yeah,
Can get anything.
he does. And I believe the score should be 5-all.
Yeah.
Even Stevens. Equalized by our very own Team Stevens. Just a little
I'm not happy about that joke.
you don't like rhyming puns? Ogden,
Actually-
massive OI pool there.
I didn't even get it until you explained it. But the more I think about it, the more I do like it, actually.
It's at a quiet pace.
I've acquired it. As we get the same kind of look from both teams.
Almost
Ram
had block
and Tran.
to tie. Nice grab.
Great grab there.
Into the middle.
Fast
Ramadan.
offense, and the
Smith.
Smith is all by himself. All he has to do is
Completely.
catch this disc. And does so.
Yep. Completely open.
Great offense there. Opened up by Ty's great grab as they threw it out to him out on this sideline here, close to the camera.
And his quick decision to just put it through the middle.
Yeah. They had a lot of people streaking by, so had a lot of options. And he picked one of the good options.
That led to the score. Completely wide open spits at the end zone.
Did good to stem the bleeding a bit. They lost the last couple of breaks to the East Adelaide Force.
Took them some time to figure out how to play against the zone.
Just as fast as you can go up for 2 points, you can lose those 2 points back. So
That's Frisbee.
it's a very momentum-based game, I feel.
Yeah, definitely.
There's many sports though. Speaking of sports in general, how about peak?
Peak. Yeah, peak strength and conditioning. If you play sports or even don't play any sports, I believe they have programs and coaches that are capable of enhancing your performance and your everyday life. Contact them if you are interested. They are located in Port Adelaide.
Yeah, of course, specializing in many sports. You get everyone else here. Just
And
jumps into the end zone.
was that Schrader who puts it?
I think so.
Yep.
Picking up the fantasy. So for those of you with Greg on your fantasy team,
Rejoice.
you'll be very happy. Greg Schrader, of course, running the fantasy league. For those of you following along.
You could have sold Pillar Rogers and just bought Schrader for the 2 for the price of 1.
Great value.
He'll give you all the blocks and the assists.
And of course, the East Adelaide Force are the only team that have a non-playing coach, which is a weird thing for Super League. It's quite unusual. Ben Parley, the first coach, I guess, of a team.
Yep. Where is Parley these days?
Great question. I believe he's travelling a lot for work, so
Yeah, fair enough.
tentative on his availability. I think a lot of people have been wanting him to jump in the commentary.
Yep.
They miss his voice. I'm sure he misses his own voice as well.
Yep.
I'm not sure if he'll listen back on this as he's watching his team win or lose this game.
Probably more so if they win. But then again, he's not commentating, so he won't listen to us.
He'll just watch the stream on mute.
Yeah. And then commentate by himself.
Got Rudra Patil with the pool.
Not too shabby.
Not too bad at all. Get Tran here, working for the disc. Chasing the disc after he throws it straight away. Back to Tyre here. You get a big around mark here. Trying to stop this exact throw. Ramadan as well. And now that just opens up so much here. Seems like they're forcing downwards towards this camera here. Once again, Smits. End zone, another recipient. Oh, same recipient of a throw. You have him in your fantasy team, you'll be happy as well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I probably don't. So, no joy. But yeah, Tran and Ramadan seems to be working really well as a pair of handlers down that point. Looking steady as ever on a quick pace behind them and massive swings to break open.
The captain and previous captain, do you think Wilson Tran is the vice captain of this team, or do you think Sam Cowan takes that role?
That's interesting. If 30 isn't here,
who would be the captain?
Who knows? I feel Kaon is probably the one who would take the helm a bit more.
I think Kevin Lazard is actually the captain when...
I was going to say that. Those two would step aside and Lazada would definitely step up. Look at that man. Look at his stature. He's built to be the next captain on this line.
Nearing half-time.
Yep.
7-6. West Beach Titans score this. We're at half. East Adelaide Force score this. We got one more point.
And some would say it's a galaxy point at that point.
Not quite the universe point. Oh, we've got a brick here. Going out the sideline.
Just a touch. Ogden picking up the disc.
West Beach Titans sticking to this match defense. Forcing to this close sideline. Down to the bottom of your screen. So they're trying to get it there as we get a big throw. It's not quite going to grab that.
Yeah.
Santiago not quite managing to beat that disc to the end zone.
It almost looked like they were trying to abuse the matchup of Kevin on Lozada on Santiago there. But yeah, it's just a bit too far. Could have put it higher and still back Santiago to get it.
Yeah, big floaty one.
Pretty nice undercut there. Back to Tran.
He just
Tran
puts
it up,
but
foot
blocks.
blocks. Schrader taking charge again.
3 more for the fantasy if you have him on your team and keeping track. Santiago back in the handler space now, not cutting deep.
Probably looking to dump it off.
That plan isn't going to work twice. Never mind, he's going deep. It could work twice.
Tyon Patil really close. Ogden gets the disc.
Getting every second disc here. directing traffic.
Mine ball completely free on the brick side. Santiago gets it.
Big
Big
floaty
one
disc.
for Stevens.
Back Stevens, and of course you would.
And
Just threw it behind him,
Tries-
unfortunately.
Ogden couldn't get it.
Still counts as a drop for Ogden, I believe.
Unfortunately, that's how the scoring looks.
Get
And
another-
Trent just picks it up and sends it to Ramadan. But Foley reads it super well. This time securing the D.
It's great awareness.
Ogden strolls to picks up the disc. Rudy, Patil, and Santiago both cutting the same space.
Worked out. Managed to communicate it in the end.
A little bit of shove on a cutting space there.
Both teams working hard now.
Yep. As you said, this is a game of momentum, and this point probably will change the momentum quite a fair bit. Patil sends it. A floaty one to Santiago,
That's
surely. Oh,
No, just dropped. So that was
ground
a
strip.
beautiful throw there. Nice. Floaty stayed in the air for a long time. Just unfortunately not able to pull that down. But that was a very nice throw from Patil, who's actually a reserve player, not on the main roster. Coming in because there's so many absences. Oh, Joe Bill Rogers, Kaido Foster, Keith Chow, who's still in Malaysia at the moment.
Enjoying his honeymoon, I believe.
Yeah.
And way to grab that for Smits. To Trent.
Swore.
Ramadan cuts up the line. Ty looking a bit free. Swat completely free, gets the disc, and score to tie yet. So
That was a great point. Just a bit of miscommunication from the East Adelaide Force defense there. It just seemed that Scott Swart and Bryn High were both free,
yep,
and Ogden was kind of marking both of them.
yeah. And Strider just didn't know who to mark up against, leaving both players sort of free.
Yep. So that's half time. We will likely take a short break.
See you after the break.
Enjoying the show? Show your support for the live stream and the people making the show. Buy a super chat or super sticker on YouTube directly. Select your donation and type your message to the world. And share. All donations go into directly funding new shows. Buy a super sticker or super chat now. Thank you.
Unlike the last couple of weeks, the intensity's there in D, yeah? The intensity's real deep. You probably have a little too much intensity on offense, yeah? Two little shots coming off a bit janky and a bit faster than ready. Stay cut free, execute properly. That's all it is. Cuts are free, players are free. This is execute the shots. Hey, don't you tell me twice.
We're back here with the second half of the game.
Yes.
Still no sign of Rob Whiten, still no sign of Sam Cowan. So I believe you're the one who put the team lists out, so you may have ruined some people's fantasy team for the week.
Hey, I don't control their lives, so if all of them don't turn up, what can I do?
Another absence that I've noticed is that there's no Zig Theory here tonight. They usually do their trainings on Monday on the left side of your screen.
Yeah.
You know what's happening with them?
I believe they've shifted their trainings days. They're gonna be training on Wednesdays now.
Okay. Is that the same day as Outbreak?
Yes.
As we get the zone coming back out again,
Wins a bit more.
East Adelaide 4 seem convinced that this works.
Ooh.
And Ramadan makes them regret that straight away. You get Tran in the middle here, breaking the zone straight away.
Just running through them.
That's fast paced.
Scott's what saying, I'm free. A high one. Managed to get it.
Just in time for the line.
And then back to the other side again.
Luke Meyer here with the disc in the middle, trying to look for something. Puts it straight into the ground. I think Ramadan will be happy with that. He was free right next to him. Does he get it underway quickly? Rada looking for something.
Santiago
Oh, he drops that one.
couldn't get it.
Not happy with the sunglasses, throws him away straight away.
Glasses are off. Ramadan to Tran.
Looking for something. Ramadan
like the
cuts across.
Looks like Force has dropped into a match. Defense now. Ramadan finding Candace.
Easy to like.
Yeah.
Nice simple one to get things underway. And back out to a 3-point lead.
Looks like Titans really found their groove in the first half, and yeah, sticking with it, continuing the pressure on defense, and I believe that's what they said in their huddle during halftime. Staying chilly on offense.
30-degree day today, but cooling off in the evening.
Definitely.
Especially the wind coming. It's nice and cool. Perfect for some chilly ultimate. And not chilly like the team chilly from Victoria.
That's alright. They can be chilly too, but yes, we are referring to the temperature here today.
Now, East Adelaide Force has to come up with some sort of plan here to break this West Beach Titans offense and defense.
As you said, they came out on defense on second half, and now they're down 9-6 again, 3 points down. They have to pull something out of their bag.
Not a great place to be.
Yeah, 9-6 is very different feeling.
They brought the score back to evens before, so he says they can't do it again.
Yeah, if you've done it before, you can do it again.
Here we go, Ramadan with the pull.
Upwind pull.
Wastes it.
Lots of hang time, but
Might be
lots
hang
of
going out.
going out.
Ooh, unfortunate.
Sometimes I do think that pulling out to the break side, I mean to the break pull, might be better than a short catchable pull.
Depends on circumstances. Oh, as we get some sort of different look here. It looks like
Zone.
West Beach Titans have come out with their zone. I thought they'd be convinced that their match defense was working, but obviously you want to try something different. Might help you out later in the league. But both these teams only using a Pommy zone. It's got a huge throw here, and Smits with a great defensive play as the deep there.
That was a great read by Smits.
Great grab there.
Great positioning and great D.
Made it look a little bit clumsy, but got the job done.
Yeah, indeed.
Big throw though, as they're trying to look to break that zone.
Chance to put their lead even further for Titans. And Ramadan straight away breaks it to Tran.
Falls.
Overthrows it. There's 3 players in the end zone for force. And Shrader throws it to Mine Bulk straight away.
Yep. We call that the huck and set in lower level alternate. You just huck in a zone.
Catching the defense sleeping.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate turn there. Overthrew that one. And then the East Adelaide force are just fast pace, picking up the disc, just throwing it in the end zone straight away.
They should do that more. They should play fast. That's what Titans have been doing all game.
Unfortunately, you're not going to get a handler throwing away this first throw every time, but capitalize on that one, that's for sure.
Take what you get. Nine-7. Job's not done yet. And I believe at this rate, you're right, George. They're not gonna be at the game to 15 again.
I'm always right, even though my last name's wrong.
I would never doubt you again.
So now, is this downwind side? That seems to be the scoring side, even though the wind hasn't changed much. Funny how games go.
I mean,
Makes these pulls look a lot less convincing though. As we got the pulls from the other side, they went all the way to the back of the end zone, but now we're not even getting to the front of the end zone.
scuba, flat scuba by 30. Ramadan.
Throw, as that just sails past Patila's hands.
Again, through the middle.
Ramadan. Many options here. Another scuba over the top of Lazada.
Power dump to Sword.
He's looking for something big,
Big true.
and Evernatus gets in the way of that one.
Great defense by Evernatus. Read it completely.
Maybe got a bit too hasty with that throw. Should have cooled it down a bit. Get some sort of first cut always seems to be back of the stack to break side.
From the force, yeah.
Seems to be their bread and butter. Usually Foley, sometimes Shrader as well.
High release to Ogden above Losada. Couldn't quite get the D there.
Let's get one big throw.
Puts it up for Shrader. We've got Tran and Ramadan playing defense.
Oh, as Shrader just mistimes the jump. And Ramadan makes him pay for that one.
This just
See,
hung a little too long. And
timing is just as important as height.
Exactly. Ramadan showing you why.
Saw him on the sideline. Back in the zone here.
Line to Canlis. Another up the line to Ty. To Swart.
Everyone else just marking Smits as he's the only person who's deep right now. It's his only job.
Smith's been getting pretty dominant in the end zone this game, so
Yeah,
rightfully so.
Very aggressive mark here by Patil. So this
High one.
floaty one.
Smith's getting it again.
He's going to call a foul.
I believe everyone else is calling a offensive foul on Smith. And
Big
looking at the
floaty
slow-
one here. I think he might just thought that. He might have just hit him as his arm reached over him.
Yeah, but it does seem like Smith did jump early enough to go over him.
Watch it again. Uncontested foul.
Uncontested foul for Erin Yanis. So that would be a turnover.
Smith and everyone else, of course, good friends, so sure, it was a nice chat.
Having a laugh. Stroud went completely free.
And
Ogden wasn't ready to throw it.
yeah, just completely missed that one. And he comes under for it now. And throws it right past Stevens, who wasn't looking at the disc.
The duality of Frisbee offense.
As West Beach Titans get one more chance to put it in. Now, East Adelaide Force opting for a match.
Shot a massive mark there.
As I realise that both teams have put on zone at this point. A mixture of zone and match.
Ty run in front of the end zone.
He's looking for something.
Back to Ramadan.
Everyone's just kind of chilling in the shade right now.
Without a mark, Ramadan is pretty powerful.
Great
there goes the
inside throw.
That's a lovely throw.
Yeah, and there's just that patch of shade in the end zone that I think people are really enjoying.
A little too long lingering in the shadows.
Provided enough of a distraction for Ramadan to put that inside throw.
To Ty, catching it.
It's a great throw.
A bit scrappy, but got it done.
Yeah, a bit of a messy point. A lot of zone defenses. Some fouls. Got a bit of everything ultimate at that point. You get to watch match defense, you get to watch zone defense. You get to see how the rules worked.
Full package, I'd say. Come to think of it, how often do you see an accepted offensive foul? That is very rare.
That's true.
As you said, it's an offensive-based game, so defense has the onus to try to get around, and most of the time fouls will occur on the defensive side. But yeah. As we see the shadows gets longer, it's almost time for time cap soon.
He's like walking in the background. Is that Patrick Christie walking the background of
I
this
believe
shot?
it is Northern Flyers
Superstar
superstar handler,
handler.
Patrick Christie. And Ramadan with a pull up win. Got a decent amount of hang time, but
Bricks it on this side now.
yeah.
Taking turns.
I think he seems content having a bit of a breakdown here, which is gives them time to set up, really.
Have the Outbreak Mountain squad decided on who their pullers are going to be yet?
Wow, I believe that's a trade secret. Can't review too many season plans.
That's true,
yet.
just in case some of the other teams watch this back.
You never know which Chile or Hoss or even Sunder is listening in.
Ooh, that's
Nasty throw and grab by Ogden.
a wobbly throw there. Ogden managed to control it well. And Ross gets a
this-
second chance. Much better throw this time.
Ogden puts it up. Ogden slaps it back on the ground.
He is not happy with that. I thought he was going to score a strip, but no, he's just straight up dropped it. It was in his hand, he clamped on it, and he just fell out, unfortunately. And that just happens sometimes. That's a great throw there by Ramadan. So what?
Trent is still free. Now Ramadan is free.
Fully
Foley
free.
has to take one of them. Travel caught by Foley.
Classic.
Back. Puts it up
And
to
he just
Trent.
puts it up angrily straight away. Easy as you like by Tran.
Trent gets it.
Ramadan. Call to the travel. Walks calmly back to his spot. And just puts it straight into the end zone.
All as planned.
Just throws him off a little bit.
Yeah. 7-11. 4 down.
Don't have any 7-Elevens in South Australia, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Why do we not have 7-Elevens around here?
I actually thought that we didn't have 7-Elevens in Australia in general, but when I went to Sydney, they had 7-Elevens, so
Yeah.
I was confused.
I believe they do in almost every other state.
Probably.
What's the deal with that?
All we have is petrol stations. And a lot of them. Too many.
We do have a lot of petrol stations.
You drive down a main road, you'll see about 5 petrol stations in 1 minute.
Yep. And they usually all come together as well. Yeah. No. One thing we have is on the run OTR with Krispy Kreme. And I have to say, those donuts, they're pretty great.
Yeah. As you see the shadows of the West Beach Titans here, the shadows are behind them, which means they're looking straight into the sun from this side. Tough ask if you're running there.
Well, if you think about it, the team that has it harder would be the force, the one coming into the shadow, because your receivers will be looking at the handlers from the other side.
That's true.
Foley gets it. Let's quick pull.
Yeah, very short, not much hang time. Allows them to get underway quickly. You get a nice floaty up the line.
Upton wants it.
A lot of scubas here.
Scuba to break. Then Foley to Mayenbok. But there's a pink call on field.
So very anticlimactic. Going back.
It looked like a really nice flowing offense.
It might still be a nice flowing offense if the same cut's made. But I think Canlis will be ready for it this time. So you wonder if this...
Mayenbok making the same cut.
But Canlis is ready for it this
Canlis
time.
is ready. You
Just
caught it.
as we called it. We called it. We're a team.
We're a team here.
So wind is just slightly picking up here. So
Handlers need to adjust a little bit.
now's the time to put it.
Puts it up to Smith.
Very floaty.
Reads it well.
Perfectly grabbed.
What a grab by Smith. Ty finally getting free on that.
No, that's just a great grab by Smith.
Yeah, let's look at it again.
Now, Scott sorts through it. Always, it tilts upwards when he throws that huck. And now this one,
Go to Ty.
easy as you like.
Yeah. He's a fast boy. He gets free.
Deserves those 2 points, I think.
Right now, he's gonna have to bid. Just a football. Huge layout block. Unbelievable stuff on the front corner of the end zone.
Maybe just that boost of energy they needed.
Huge swing pass and a great grab there from Spear.
Of course, this coverage is brought to you by ULTI.TV. If you're interested in supporting them, they have a Patreon, or you can go to patreon.com/ULTI.TV. Specializing in ultimate coverage, can do other sports as well, I'd imagine. But if you'd like to have them come to your local league or tournament, feel free to hit them up. services are available. They do a great job.
I agree.
Very experienced crew. And I think this has been a timeout called by East Adelaide Force as they try to fight their way back into this game. 5 points down. Things are looking dire. Backs against the wall. Just gotta take it 1 point at a time.
What do you think, George? What any special stuff do they need to do to bring the game back?
Now, I'm not sure if they should start to take more risks. They do have the height advantage over the West Beach Titans, so maybe it'd be good for them to put it deep. They have tried, and it hasn't looked great every time. It's possible, maybe just stick to the tried and tested game plan. Throw it to Greg deep. Let him work his magic.
Do not, just let Greg Schrader have his game, be it behind the disc or catching the disc. Coming into the final few minutes of the game. Ramadan with the disc, looking to pull for Titans. And as you can see in the background, some Flyers players doing their warm-ups.
Yeah, it's next game. Northern Flyers up against the South Side Riptide.
Massive pull by Ramadan. Santiago fields it, centers to Ogden, and finally their break cut comes off, and Greg's going deep.
And just as we said,
just a touch too far even for Schrader.
yeah, just overcooked it a little bit. Got a little excited. That's what happens when you get put in power position. You see here, he was in a great position. His defender's behind him, and he just puts it up. Just a little too far. Overexcitement, I think.
I mean, I'd get excited if Greg is cutting deep for me.
That's true. That's so true. If I had this in power position, I thought Greg was free deep. He's going.
You're a fool to not show it.
It's a great grab by Canlis there. You get Ramadan just walking along the side of this field. Finally gets out of the shade. Decides he wants more of the shade.
Tied to Smith.
Yeah, really fast offense here. And the West Beach Titans have got to feel good about this. But it just goes over Canlis' head. Lee Smith's done that one. Back here.
Schrader has the disc.
Smith's laying out again, putting his body on the line. Fast offense now. He goes over Foley. If you're Sammy Ogden,
Mistro.
if you have Sammy Ogden in your fantasy team, you won't be happy.
Probably not.
So you can reset here. See if they can put this goal away and put it completely out of reach. Smith's free deep.
Ramadan working again. The fast swinging offense.
Smith gets one on the sideline. Was free before, but I don't think they liked the threat of Schrader. And I think he's just stepped out, but he's dropped it anyway.
He might have attempted for a greatest there. And we can see almost had it, but just couldn't reel it
I
in.
think he'd already stepped out of bounds. I think he's in two minds about it.
It's a difficult move to pull with greatest.
Absolutely.
That's why it's got the greatest.
It's tough. It's usually because you have to also throw a very awkward looking throw. Usually some sort of like chicken wing or throw it behind you or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, some sort of turnover here. So you get time cap called here. So after this point, you add 1 to the West Beach Titans score, regardless if they score or not, which they almost have, and now they have officially. So we'll have a game to 14. So the East Adelaide Force will have to double that score.
Big ask, really.
Huge ask.
It looks like there was a bit of a collision between Plateau and Trent in the end, but
Yeah.
they just walked it off after having a quick chat. It wasn't Trent, sorry, it was Sword.
Yeah, also some sort of strange turnover by the East Adelaide Force. Didn't quite catch it, but
Yeah.
turned it over right next to the end zone, and the West Beach Titans punished them for that.
Very West Beach Titans fashion. Yeah, as we've predicted at the start of the game, they seem to be content to just play through their legs and using their speed on defense, as well as they call it calm, collected offense.
Yep, as we approach the potentially last point of the match, we could save that for the next 8 points. Up to 8 points. But the West Beach Titans only gets 14 points to win. It's only 1. The East Adelaide Force also has to get up to 14 to win, which is 7. Big, tough ask. So it's actually potentially 7 points. I miscalculated.
It's not impossible. I mean, if you remember last week, East Adelaide Force was really, really far down against Northern Flyers, and they had a mini comeback.
Yep.
So don't count them out yet.
You got the overhead throw straight away, and he just puts it.
He likes his target.
But it's fallen a bit short.
Ty gets the D.
Almost grabs it completely, but not quite. But it doesn't matter. As a defense, you only need to force the drop. Bounces off everybody.
It almost looked like he slammed it to Swart. And so technically, shouldn't Swart get the last touch?
That's
D?
true. That's true. Well, that's
Ooh. That was
great.
a nice up the line move by Trent, but Ogden read it and D's it.
Except Tran makes a call. And I think since a mistake was made and a throwaway happened, Wilson's like, you know what? We'll just let that go. But I think he did think he was fouled on that before. As the West Beach Titans here.
Quickly adjusting to a horizontal offense.
Yep. They're determining what's happening as East Adelaide Force deciding to go with a match defense.
Inside to canvas.
Great inside throw there. I got a lot of screaming from the sideline here.
Saying Trent is free, very free.
They haven't made much forward momentum yet as Ogden just reads that one perfectly and throws it away. It's okay.
Almost poetic. Every time they get a bloke, they just throw it away.
One D is worth 3 throwaways.
Maybe now that they couldn't win the game, they just play the stats instead.
Countless.
Titans looking to close the game out right here, right now.
Dodgy
Trent
throw
puts
there.
it. Ramadan in the end zone. Couldn't get
Goes
it.
over everybody, unfortunately.
Another one that maybe got too excited to put it in the end zone.
Just wants to end the game right there and then. Unfortunately, it just goes over everybody's head.
Yeah.
The throw to nobody.
Probably the wind a bit more gusty and.
I think so. That's exactly the direction the wind is going to.
Inside to Greg Schrader. looking to send it. Sends it on the inside lane. Mindbog gets it almost.
Great effort there. He stopped, and I thought it was going to go over him.
He read it well. He got it, but couldn't really close his hands on the disc.
Yeah.
And good second effort as well.
Of course, with this going away from us, couldn't quite see if he had caught it in the second attempt. Tran, hands on knees, so Ramadan couldn't quite throw it to him. Swart throws it over. As we see the potential end of the game here. Lazada might want to get off this sideline here. Big, fat side throw, and that ends the game. It's a great throw by Lazada to finish it off.
Good vision.
Great
Found
vision.
Free Swart in the end zone. It's always a thing, hey. Swart is always free in the end zone.
That's true.
That brings us to the end of the game, and thank you to our co-commentator, George.
Thank you, Sang. It's been a pleasure. Stick around for the next game. Northern Flyers are going off to the Southside Riptide.
Yep. Stay tuned on ULTI.TV YouTube channel.